got going on tonight? Uh, See if it's going to be a slow night or a busy night. This is Friday night. There may be a bunch of people on. I didn't really realize it was Friday. Well, we got one popping in. Let's see who this is. I should have looked and seen who was on what. Rob, remember, usually on Friday night. Lady. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You got cold feet. Oh, what are you getting into? Huh? What are you getting into? Yeah, I see that look. Getting into something you ain't supposed to be getting into. Ouch. Your toenails are sharp. Hey, James, how you doing? You doing all right? Have your toenails are sharp, lady. It's nice today. Well, it's still 52 right now. A little damp in the morning, but not nothing heavy. I bet y'all still live cool up there in that country. How's your better half doing? I mean, besides having to put up with you, I know if you got to be a pretty nice lady to do that. Yeah, them cabins are pretty nice, James. When me and Sandra took that trip to Alaska and then we're traveling around the country, we stayed in KOAs all the time. And they got a little old deal that if you'll join it, I don't think it costs hardly anything, but it gives you like a 10% discount at every one of those. I'm trying to think where the closest KOA is. There was one on the other side of Waco from me, but I don't know if it's still a KOA or not. I'd have to look. If it's the one I'm thinking about, if it's still a KOA, it's right on 35. Yeah, there you go. That'll save you a little money. And they're normally pretty nice. They're a little bit higher than most campgrounds, but the, usually it's a pretty controlled place. Now, there's a few of them you don't want to stay in. Last time I was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the first time I stayed in that KOA, it was like $55 a night. The next time, I didn't stay the second time because I pulled in there's $150. But no, thank you. So you find a exception to the rule every once in a while. Yeah, I would think it was something like that. That mounts up after a while. And I could live in some of those cabins. They're nice. Did it get you? Huh? I'd like to have one of them little old cabins sitting out in the middle of about 100 acres. Be a happy little camper. You know, I like to tent camp, but when I tent camp, I like to stay in one place for a couple of days. You really don't take that much. You can buy some of these little small propane stoves for 20, $30 and a coffee pot that you can heat water in and a cast iron skillet. You can pretty well make it right there. For years, I hunted on a deer lease. There wasn't anything on it. And we tent camped on that thing every other weekend, probably. Oh, probably 10, 12 weekends a year. if you got a decent place to, the one thing I say about tent camping, I'm not going to sleep on the ground or on a pad. Yeah, and bell tents are nice. But the other thing that I won't go without is without a cot. I've got a couple good cots that got pads for it, and then you got all the storage underneath that. You can get a good night's sleep, boy. It makes the whole world look better. And they getting these tents now to where a lot of them got portals on them to where you can hook an air conditioner up to them or hook a heater up to them. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing in Texas now. Any tent you use here, you need to have a floor in it. You don't want no visitors in the middle of the night. I don't think I own a tent. I own several, but I don't think I own one that doesn't have a floor in it. Hello, Ken. The tent I'm using the most this time of the year, when I do a tent, is that Kodiak. It's spring bar tent. The only thing I bought the small one, I should have bought the next one up. Ken, how you doing? Damn. I'm gonna have to get better or get worse one. Does Cindy like tent camping? Oh, that's not good. Are you doing all right? We don't bounce as good as we used to. Mm. You'll be hopping around for a few days. It ain't that fall that gets you. It's that sudden stop. Yeah, them knees will get to you. Hell, I hope you get to feeling better, bud. Damn, everybody I know is either sick or banged up. Well, if you got it, get you some eyes on it. I had an aunt that had 4 boys that were just rougher than a cob, and they were always getting hurt. And she would keep bags of like sweet peas in the freezer. She'd keep 4 or 5 bags in there just to make ice packs out of them. They worked pretty good. Mm. You know, that's one good thing about living in his RV. There's been a few times I would have failed, but there was always something close I could grab. Yeah, as we get older, you got to sort of slow it down a little bit. James, you talking about, yeah, I bet. Have they fitted you with a prosthetic on that, James, or can they? Hello, Daniel. Well, what's up? I'm up to about 5'11" now. Used to be 6 foot. I shrunk. Uh, can't keep it where the whole. Well, they're improving that stuff every day. Maybe before long they'll have something to work for you. I knew an old judge that we used to go to football games and stuff together, and he had a wooden leg. One leg was just wood, and he'd get around a bunch of people and take his pocket knife out and be cleaning his fingernails and stuff, and he'd take a stick that knife in his leg, in that wooden part of their leg, do something, then pull it out, and he just freaked people plumb out. Hello, Janet. I haven't tried an air fryer yet. I guess I'll have to try one of these days. Janice, what are you up to, girl? Well, I hope you're talking about it being hot up there and not a new boyfriend. Well, that's not too bad. It's cooling off here. It's down to 49. Pretty nice day. Kind of weather we're having right now, and I can live with it. I like this weather we're having right now. Be cold at night, but in the daytime it's nice. Up to 90, I feel pretty good. Starting to get above 90, then it starts getting a little warm. And it doesn't really bother me until it gets over 100. I think we're supposed to be in the 60s, high 60s most of the week. That's about what we're gonna have per high. What size cargo trailer are you looking at, James? Sorry to scare you. Ooh, that don't sound good. Tell you what, if you really want a good deal on a cargo trailer, go to Georgia. There's a jillion cargo makers out there, and they got some good prices on some of them. Now, 24 foot, pretty good size trailer. What are you getting into? Yeah, I think that's you get to looking at. Most of the time, they got the best prices. What are you going to be pulling with, James? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in good shape on that. If you can do that, then you need to get one of those 8.5 by 24. Just don't buy aluminum. Yeah, you can just about pull anything you want to pull. Hello, Mr. Carl. How you and the lady doing? Yeah, well, I was in the metal business all my life, and aluminum is fine, but if you break something, it's hard to find somebody to fix it. And aluminum doesn't bend; it bends a time or two, and then it breaks. Where steel will flex. I'm not a big fan of aluminum trailers, and I used to work on them. That's a heck of a rig, James. Janice, you worrying about mowing grass, and we got everything dead here. All froze out. Stuff was growing like a weed, huh? Yeah, weed to grow anywhere. I got a friend of mine. He was smart. He had a went in and bought a house, and he went in and scraped it down and poisoned it and laid plastic down, and then put pea gravel all over it. And put green dye on it. It looked like the prettiest green yard you ever saw. But there ain't a blade of grass on it. Somebody said that cost too much money. Well, you figure out what it costs to keep a yard mowed, and you'd be surprised what you spend. I'm not a big fan of grass unless you've got a cow wanting to eat it. Sandy, what do kangaroos eat? They eat grass or weeds or bush or what? Their grazer like a cow then. That wasn't a video. That secretary bird. Okay. Boy, that's a mean dude, isn't it? Yeah, y'all Central Australia is about like Arizona and North Texas is. Ain't got a hell of a lot of grass to start with. These old deer over here, yeah. These deer, they'll eat grass sometime, but now they eat brush. They eat the same thing a goat does. I've been watching a lot of videos about the trouble they're having with the feral species over there in Australia. Yeah, I bet. Now it's funny, I don't like mutton, but now the cabrito, the goat, I like that. Used to be a place in Laredo we'd go across and ooh, they had some of the best cabrito you ever put in your mouth. You ever try any cabrito, Ken? Yeah, well, they were showing the buffalo and the camels and the donkeys. They all eating some of them places up. That one deal I watched, it ain't nothing for that guy to go out there and kill 100 donkeys in a day. Hey, Ariel. How you doing, lady? I wouldn't have, as little as foxes are, I never would have figured they would have been that big a problem. I know they'll kill anything that moves. I bet he's liking that, Ariel. Lady's been on one of her kicks today. That's all she wants is petty. I figured the foxes and the cats will work them rabbits over, but I guess they just can't keep up. Yeah, a damn cat will eat anything. What's the matter with you, fairy dust? Hmm. They haven't held down in Florida right now. Now they got Nile crocodiles getting started, and of course the pythons are everywhere down there. And there's a couple more snakes that have got started in the Everglades. Are you doing okay, Miss Fairy Dust? Hey, Troy. How you been doing, bud? I talked to my daughter a couple of days ago, and they've been having trouble with cows. They put a webcam up out behind their house, and you got pictures of a mountain lion. Yeah, sort of a screwy deal. All right, you made it down. You said that's the first time you've been down there, wasn't it, Troy? Well, are the dingoes crossing up with the wild dogs? Yeah, everybody ought to go once. Yeah. Like I was talking about, that secretary bird is something else. I thought there was a difference. I thought the wild dogs and the dingoes were different, but they're the same thing. Okay. I thought they were a little different. Troy, that thing is pretty pretty wild when that tent's up. All the way up here in Central Texas, they've been seeing some alligators up here. Of course, they ain't near as bad as a croc, but yeah. Well, we got salties too all the time, but the these other crocs, these Niles, are something different. I don't know how in the hell they get a Nile crocodile over here. And we got a bunch of bleeding hearts over here that are they getting people killed, and transferring transferring grizzlies into populated areas and mountain lions, and not letting you hunt them, and then the wolves are going crazy. They claim a full-grown mountain lion will take 30 deer a year. Yeah, I think they're the biggest. No, the Nile's the biggest. Okay, James, we're sorry about that. Tell Cindy we were thinking about her. Hmm. Hate to hear that for Cindy. Well, the gators got real thick here back when I was a kid. But used to, you taking the back of these Mechanics Illustrated and stuff, where you could buy seahorses and baby alligators. And people get them alligators and they get 3 or 4 foot long and get mean. And the and turned them loose. But then they just about shot them out when they got where the hides were so much. At one time, that belly hide on a gator was worth like 25, $30 an inch. Yeah, that's one of them deals where you'd have to watch your back and your front both, huh, Janice? Well, I don't know what this crap is, but I'll get feeling pretty good. You stay up for a little bit, and all of a sudden you go to crashing. I think you gave this to me, Very does. No. They getting the gators are getting thick in Texas now. Yeah, they're allowed to really be a screw up one of these days. Where the ice caps are melting and they're finding all these prehistoric animals and they're taking DNA samples and trying to clone them. They're gonna clone one of these days and they ain't gonna know what the hell to do with him. Yeah. Well, do you have domestic farms that raise them for their hides and stuff, Janice? Or you want a hot dollar pair of boots, or you just get a pair of gator boots, Western boots? know they got the gator farms down here. They raise them it's for tours too. But I mean they take the hides off of them when they get big enough. But you can get restaurants down in Louisiana, down on the coast, and they'll have gator on the menu everywhere you go. I've tried it before and didn't particularly care for it. Well, folks, I'm crashing. I think I'm gonna get off this thing. And Ken, I hope you get to doing better. Miss Faradust, are you doing okay? You never did tell us. And Miss Janice, it's always a pleasure. Good night, all.